When you think of canals, the Panama and Suez usually steal the spotlight. They're the Hollywood celebrities of global shipping, connecting oceans and saving ships from taking the long way around continents. But over in southern China, a new contender is quietly making waves, literally. It's called the Pinglu Canal, and though it doesn't connect two oceans, it is carving through mountains and villages to give China's inland provinces a direct handshake with the sea. Costing more than $10 billion and involving engineering feats that sound almost outrageous, this project is more than a waterway. It's a strategic gamble with the potential to reshape trade, geography, and the lives of millions. Guangxi, a coast without a shortcut. China is a land of contrasts, from the fertile plains of the Yangtze to the arid deserts of the north. Its 55 coastal cities have historically powered trade and culture, but one region in the southwest has been left standing awkwardly in the shadows. That region is Guangxi, home to three coastal cities, Qinzhou, Beihai, and Fangchenggang, that have long felt more like overlooked beach resorts than trade titans. Despite having natural deepwater harbors and the unique advantage of bordering Southeast Asia by both land and sea, Guangxi has never been treated as a heavyweight in China's economic family. Its problem lies in its rivers. The mighty Xiang River, which carries more than 200 million tons of cargo every year, flows not into Guangxi's ports, but into the Pearl River Delta of neighboring Guangdong, enriching cities like Guangzhou and Shenzhen. In other words, Guangxi has always been tantalizingly close to the ocean, but not quite able to claim it. Imagine living right next to an airport, but still being forced to drive 6 hours to board your flight. It's that kind of frustration. Cutting through mountains to reach the sea. China's solution is as ambitious as it is simple. Dig a canal. The Pinglu Canal stretches 134 kilometers from the Xiang River system to the Beibu Gulf, giving Guangxi and much of inland southwest China a direct waterway to the ocean. It is China's first major artificial canal in more than 1,400 years, since the days of the legendary Grand Canal. This is not just a shortcut, it is a rerouting of geography itself. Construction officially began in 2022, with a completion date expected in 2026. The canal is designed to handle ships of up to 5,000 tons and could eventually carry 95 million tons of cargo annually, about double what the Panama Canal handled in its early years. For inland provinces like Yunnan, Sichuan, and Guizhou, the canal could cut transportation distances by more than 500 kilometers, saving up to 10 days in shipping time. In an economy where time is money and fuel prices are not getting any cheaper, those savings are enormous. Why build a canal in the age of high-speed trains? It is a fair question. China has the world's most advanced high-speed rail network and a seemingly endless supply of highways. Why bother digging a canal, something that sounds like a throwback to the medieval era? The answer lies in the economics of transport. Moving cargo by water is significantly cheaper than by rail or road, especially when dealing with bulk goods like coal, steel, or grain. It is also more environmentally friendly, producing fewer emissions than thousands of trucks thundering down highways. For western and southwestern provinces, the lack of direct access to the sea has long been a bottleneck. Factories in Chongqing or Sichuan often have to ship their products more than 1,000 kilometers by rail or truck before they reach coastal ports like Shanghai or Shenzhen. The Pinglu Canal changes that equation. Instead of taking the scenic route across the country, goods can float directly to the Beibu Gulf, and from there sail off to Southeast Asia and beyond. Engineering a water highway. The construction of the Pinglu Canal is no ordinary earth-moving project. It involves locks, bridges, tunnels, and a staggering amount of excavation. One of the canal's defining features is its 3 locks, which act like water elevators, allowing ships to move across steep elevation changes. The largest, known as the Tantang Lock, is set to be the largest water-saving lock in the world, enabling massive vessels to scale inclines without draining entire reservoirs. More than 90 bridges will stretch across the canal, while millions of cubic meters of earth are being removed to cut through hills and valleys. In some places, the excavation is so intense that it equals the volume of thousands of Olympic swimming pools of dirt. Entire villages are being relocated, roads are being redirected, and embankments are reinforced with concrete and steel. On top of all this, the project incorporates real-time monitoring systems, automated water controls, and smart logistics integration. In short, It's not your grandfather's canal. It's a digital age water highway. More than just economics, a strategic lever. The Pinglu Canal is not simply about moving goods faster. It has broader strategic value for China. By giving provinces like Guangxi, Guizhou, and Yunnan direct access to the sea, the canal reduces China's dependence on traditional eastern megacities like Shanghai and Shenzhen. This helps balance regional development and spreads economic opportunities more evenly across the country. At the same time, the canal strengthens China's ties with Southeast Asia. Guangxi already accounts for nearly half of China's trade with ASEAN nations, and the new canal will make that connection even stronger. It effectively bypasses some of the more sensitive trade choke points in the South China Sea, providing a southern trade route to countries like Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia. In a world of unpredictable supply chain disruptions, having multiple routes is like having multiple exits in a crowded theater. It could make all the difference. The human and environmental price. Of course, every mega project comes with its downsides, and the Pinglu Canal is no exception. Thousands of people living along the canal's path have been forced to relocate. Compensation packages have been offered, but for older residents, being uprooted from ancestral homes is not just about losing property, it is about losing community, history, and identity. Environmentally, the canal passes through farmland, wetlands, and forests, putting pressure on local ecosystems. Fish, migratory birds, and even groundwater resources are at risk. To counter this, engineers have implemented ecological corridors, drainage systems, and sediment controls, but environmental experts warn that these systems will require constant vigilance, especially in an era of climate change when floods and droughts are becoming more severe. While water transport is generally cleaner than trucking, more ships also mean more emissions, noise, and the risk of fuel spills in areas that were once peaceful rural landscapes. The trade-off is real, and it will require long-term management to ensure the benefits do not come at too high a cost. Will the gamble pay off? The Chinese government is confident that it will. The investment is expected to break even in about 30 years, a conservative estimate given that the canal is designed to last a century or more. With minimal maintenance costs and a steady rise in trade demand, the long-term returns could be enormous. But there are risks. If companies fail to adjust their logistics to use the canal, it could remain underutilized. Maintenance of locks, bridges, and water systems is a never-ending task, and climate change could throw unexpected challenges into the mix. Still, if successful, the Pinglu Canal will not only transform China's domestic trade, but also set a precedent for other countries grappling with congested highways and overstretched rail networks. A canal for the modern age. The Pinglu Canal is a reminder that sometimes the oldest ideas can solve the newest problems. Just as the Grand Canal unified trade across ancient China, this modern waterway could connect inland provinces to the global economy in ways that highways and trains simply cannot. For Guangxi, it is a long overdue chance to step out of the shadows of Guangdong and emerge as a hub of maritime trade. For China as a whole, it is a $10 billion bet on logistics, strategy, and the belief that reshaping geography is still possible in the 21st century. Whether it becomes a roaring success or a costly cautionary tale remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. When it comes to ambitious infrastructure, China is willing to do what no other country dares. And in this case, that means digging a massive canal straight through the mountains, all in the name of connecting rivers to the sea. And that's the story of China's Pinglu Canal, an engineering gamble that could transform not just Guangxi, but the entire map of southern China. If you enjoyed this deep dive and learned something new, don't forget to smash that like and hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.